He walks out of the room without any further words or even a single backwards glance. However, despite him leaving, Keisuke's eyes continue focused on his feet. Keiko. Oh. I tried calling him with the gentlest voice possible, but it didn't seem to respond to me at all. The room is taken up by an awkward silence that hangs over us like a dark shroud. I keep switching my weight from one foot to the other, just staring at Keisuke and waiting for some kind of response. After what feels like an eternity, I decide there's no point to this exercise in patience. Do you want me to leave too? Finally, he shifts on his seat, sighing. You're mostly fine. I much prefer it if you're honest with me, even if I don't like what I hear. It wouldn't do for us to start a relationship with a lie, especially one as silly as this. For some reason, I feel like I just got stabbed right in the chest. I hadn't even considered that when I spoke up. In fact, there's lots of things I didn't even consider before I spoke. Well, I guess this is the better route, because he didn't call us a fool and scream at us. And, see, the weird thing is, like, in the other one, it doesn't say that we lie, that we honestly think about it and can't think of anything. But it can't be denied that this is a much more measured response. So, hopefully this is the better choice. It certainly seems that way. Fuck if I know anymore, man. I want to do good. I want to get things right. I really need to do better at the whole thinking before I say anything. I guess I have some more stuff too about myself I need to consider. You don't need to worry about it so much. You just said it yourself. I complain too much. And no one wants to be around a whiner. That's not true. You still have me, Saya-chan, Shuichi, June. I know that you're trying to cheer me up, but the way you said it makes it sound like everyone also thinks of me as a whiner. That's not what You really suck at emotional support sometimes. I'm trying, okay? Sorry. Well, there isn't much that can be done about it. If anything, I appreciate the candor. I myself have a hard time being honest when I know it might hurt someone else's feelings, so I get how difficult it can be. It must have been. Wait, what? Keegan has trouble being honest? If anything, I've always known him for being overly blunt. What? Did I say something wrong? No. Sorry, I reacted to something stupid. Don't mind me. Something tells me you're hiding something from me. I've already basically insulted him once in the past 5 minutes. I don't need to do that again. One earth-shattering realization at a time. So, since I'm already here and all, do you think we could talk about yesterday? Oh no. We already talked enough about the performance. I don't mean talk about the show. I mean talk about after the show. Oh. You mean talk about us. Here zeroes in on what I meant to say without a wasted second, and doesn't seem at all bothered or embarrassed to discuss it. Yeah. Is that alright? Sure. I don't mind at all. Besides, I'm pretty sure it must be terribly awkward for you. It's a weird concept to try to get used to. I'm surprised you're so okay with it. I've had plenty of time to get used to the whole thing. Besides, romance has never been a topic that made me pause. Lucky bastard. So, after yesterday, I guess we're... What exactly are we? Well, considering I confessed to you and asked you to be my boyfriend, I think the obvious answer would be boyfriend, but maybe that might be a bit too on the nose. Maybe it's a trick question. You don't need to be a smartass. You were basically asking for what the hell kind of silly question was that? I'm being mocked. Why is it I always end up being mocked? So yes, I assume we're boyfriends now. Unless that isn't okay with you after all. No, I have no objections to it. Just trying to wrap my head around it. It's not really that complicated. Says the guy who admits to having had a long time to get used to it. Fair enough. I suppose I have a bit of an edge over you when it comes to it. This might be a stupid question to ask, but what do we tell other people? Are you assuming we tell them at all? We're not? Not unless you want to. I don't think people are entitled to details on our personal lives. I see no reason why we have to tell anyone. But what about our friends? Wouldn't it be wrong to keep it from them? Why would it? Well, shit, I'm drawing a blank here. I want to come up with reasons why we shouldn't keep quiet about it, but I can't really think of any legitimate ones. Oh, what about Saya-chan? What about her? Doesn't she know you planned on confessing to someone during the festival? I can imagine her not coming to you to ask about it. That is a fair point. I guess I was so desperate to get some advice on how to confess that I didn't stop to consider her knowledge on the matter. Are you seriously telling me you wouldn't tell anyone about it? Not even Saya-chan? Isn't she one of your closest friends? Why is it so bad that she and the other friends know? You're misunderstanding me. I didn't say it was bad if they found out. Just that there was no merit to it. No merit to it? What are you, a robot? What? No. I'm just thinking about things logically. What difference does it make if they know or not? At best, our friendships wouldn't be affected and everything stays the same. At worst, we get discriminated because, hey, not everyone is so accepting. I don't think we're in danger of that with our friends. Why? Because they're all gay? But why run the risk at all? That's my point. We have nothing to gain from it and everything to lose. Even if failure is unlikely, it's a terrible business decision. Relationships aren't a business decision. I know that, but that's not what I meant. I was just making a comparison to better exemplify my point. Come on, K-kun. You can't treat this sort of thing like it's some kind of cold-cut logical decision. I don't see why not. Then again, like I already said 2 times, I have nothing against the idea, I just have nothing for it either. So, if I said I wanted to tell them, go for it, I'm not stopping you. Somehow that answer still leaves me dissatisfied. Which is weird because I don't even want to tell them either, at least not now. But the difference between not being willing at the moment, not wanting to at all, somehow irks me. Benjamin, you have a somewhat scary look on your face. I don't like it. Sorry, I'm just thinking things over. Did I mess up somehow? I don't know if I'd call it a mess up exactly. It's just a difference in perspective, I suppose. A very annoying one, but it's not like it isn't understandable. Nah, you're fine. I just wasn't expecting us to disagree so much on something right out of the gate. Well, we are very different people with incredibly different life experiences. You can't expect us to be on the same page on everything. That doesn't really sound like a very ideal situation for a relationship. That's what communication is for. If we disagree, we talk it out. Like we just did, it's not that hard. Maybe for small things, but sometimes talking about things is really hard. Not everyone can bring themselves to it. Then what is even the point of getting into a relationship if you're not willing to be honest with each other about your feelings? Fuck. That one digs deep. It's not like I disagree with you. I just don't think it's that easy. Then it should be. Otherwise, you're just creating your own problems. Are we just going to disagree about everything right from the get-go? Maybe we should talk about something else. Why? If you have something bothering you, and your face makes that readily apparent, then you should talk about it. I'm just thinking that you and I seem to be disagreeing quite a lot, quite soon. I suppose that's true. That's why communication is important. Communication isn't the holy grail, either. If it were that easy, there wouldn't be so many people breaking up every day. Sometimes being open and honest is the hardest thing you can do, even when it's the only thing that can fix your problems. I guess. Are you alright? I hope I haven't hurt your feelings or anything. I'm not a doll made of glass. My feelings are fine. I'm mostly just annoyed at the disagreements. What? You're not the type that can handle a little adverse opinion. I never said that. Keisuke laughed, standing up from the bed and staring at me with a smile. Look, we're gonna have plenty of disagreements in the future. That's just the nature of having relationships with other people. We'll just have to work through them. Yeah, I guess. That's gonna take a lot of practice. Most relationships require patience. Not just the romantic ones. And that was patience, not practice, sorry. I guess that's true. So, we're really doing this, huh? Doing what? Dating. You and me. A little late to be asking that, don't you think? Yeah, well, I'm a very awkward person, so I need lots of reassurance. I don't mind providing that. Oh. Before I can react, Keisuke presses his lips against my cheek. At this point, I've already grown to expect his cheek kisses somehow. They feel like a Keisuke trademark by now. But, you know, we're dating now. Yes, I'm aware. I seem to recall being the one who asked you out, even. Well, should then mean you'd be kissing me somewhere other than my cheek. Oh. So this is what this weird remark is about. You want me to kiss you on the lips? It's not like it'd be a terrible idea or anything. I agree. Oh my. Oh my. I can feel my heart skipping a beat in my chest. Is this it? We're gonna kiss for real now? I stare at him red-faced, waiting for any indication of movement. I don't even realize I'm holding my breath until I begin to feel short of it. He leans slightly toward me. Nah, you know what? I prefer to keep you on your toes for a little while longer. What? Sorry, you're not the kind of guy to just give it all up at once. You'll have to work for it. Is he teasing me? I'm getting teased by a junior? Are you kidding me? No. There's no way I can let him take the lead in our relationship. If I let things start off like this, then before I know it, it'll be too late to go and take it back. Fine. Both can play at this game. Just you wait. Eventually, when you least expect it, I'm going to be the one. I'm going to grab you and kiss you. Whew. Ba-bum. Casey's eyes immediately go wide. I guess he wasn't waiting for me to fire back. His cheeks begin to burn so red that the color shows through the pristine white fur that he has like a canvas. Of his like a canvas. Canvas! Fuck! Wait. What the hell did I just say to him? No. Act cool, Benjamin. Don't let him know you're embarrassed. If I back down now, he's gonna take the leading role, and I absolutely cannot allow myself to be manhandled by a guy younger than me. Yeah. Better stay on your toes, too. Yes, sir. Oh, we got it. We got one. Wah! Don't look at me like that if you're acting so surprised. It just makes me more conscious about how dumb I sounded just now. I just made things so awkward that even the usually confident Keikun is having trouble dealing with the mood. So, you wanted to play tennis. Lousy attempt at rescuing the mood. Kill me. Yeah. Do you mind if we do? Of course not. Can it be right now, please? Yeah, let me get changed. Keikun walks up to his wardrobe, opening the door, and fishing his tennis bag from inside. He grabs a shirt and some shorts from inside, and before I notice it... Whoa, we got another one! Wah! Don't undress while I'm still here. I'm gonna go get dressed in the bathroom. But, I cowardly run away from the situation, too embarrassed at the idea of seeing him get half naked in front of me. I already have a hard time dealing with nudity as it is, throw in the fact that we're dating now, and it's a recipe for disaster inside my brain. Well, this brings back fucking memories. Man, it's been a while since I properly stepped on the tennis court. Almost a full month. Maybe more. Well, however long it's been, it feels good to be here again. And the courts in Keisuke's estate are so well kept, too. Damn, the ones at our school aren't even half as nice. Man, you weren't kidding when you said you had tennis courts at your place. For good or bad, my father is fond of tennis, so he had this built quite a few years ago. Not that I'm complaining. Must be pretty nice getting a private court to practice in, huh? No, I don't use it as often as you think. I think the last time was, God, maybe last year. Really? How come? Well, first of all, do you see anyone in this house I could practice against? Fair point. None of the butlers know how to play tennis? You've seen how my grandmother reacted to Alex playing video games with us. Video games aren't the thing I'm banking my future on. You really think my servant would be caught dead playing with me? Ouch. This family's more messed up than I thought. This whole situation makes me feel really sad. No one should have to go through this kind of crap. Well, not that it matters. What's important is we're both here right now and we're ready to practice, right? Right. Swear to God, if there's fucking quick time events, I'm getting flashbacks. Man. I decide who takes the first serve. Well, given that it's my house, my court, and I was the one who called you here, maybe I get to decide. Oh, flexing on me already, are you? Every now and again, it isn't so bad. I'll take the first serve then. Do we both call in and out and whatnot? Yeah. Neither of us would cheat, so I don't see an issue with that. Alright, give me your worst. You're gonna regret asking for it. What's scary? What's with the scary look on his face just now? We'll take our positions in the court. Okay, the ons and ins have been backwards for so fucking long. What is going on with that? I'm sorry. Keisuke bounces the ball on the ground a few times and gets ready to serve. From all the times we've practiced together, I know that he takes a while to get going, and also that he has a really bad temper when he's losing. So if I want to steal the initiative, I should break his first serve. He's going to start scrambling to catch up, so that'll give me the perfect chance to take the whole game from him. No plan could be more perfect. Keisuke tosses the Huh? The ball's already been served. It hit the fence behind us and fall to the floor even. A quick serve? Here? Keisuke smiles deviously. Since when did he learn to do that? Quick serves aren't even easy to pull off. You have to almost nearly hit the ball out of your hand just after tossing it. Not something you can become proficient with overnight. It was nearly just as fast as his regular serves. 15 love. I shake my head a few times trying to put myself back together. Okay, just switch gears. Quick serve is very much a surprise tactic. It's not like it's in any way superior to a regular serve. If anything, once the surprise element is gone, it's downright a worse option. Which means there's no risk of it coming twice in a row. Keisuke gets into position, moving to toss again. Crap, I flinched. Even though I kept telling myself he wouldn't do it twice in a row, my body still flinched as soon as he began his toss. Nearly jumped forward to return a serve that didn't come. Didn't came. Fucking hell. Instead, he shot a regular topspin serve at me. My reaction was delayed by a few seconds. I could barely reach the ball before it double bounced. Keisuke rushes the net, finishing the ball at a wide angle in a way that I just can't reach. 30 love. He's got me. Even if in my mind I tell myself that a quick serve won't come, now that he's added this new variable right at the start of the game before I've had the chance to properly switch into gear, my body's confused. It'll take me a while to get back to normal even if I was doing really well before this. I guess this is what I get for being hasty. I put too much stock into wanting to break his first serve off the bat because of that. And because of that, when I lost the first point, my spirit wavered a little. Take a few deep breaths, trying to stabilize myself. Mistakes happen, no point dwelling in them. Forget what came before. Focus on the next point. Oh shit. He sees a look on my face, Keisuke's own scrunches up. Guess he's being cautious of me? I have to admit, I'm a little bit glad. Don't overthink things, just go with what feels natural. Keisuke hits his serve, this time a shallow slice, aiming for my left hand. The match has barely started, and he's already varying his shots to an annoying degree. First a wide, flat, quick serve, then a wide top spin, and now a slice aiming for the center. It's too many variables to keep track of so early in the game. Annoying. my body is moving much better now. I reach the ball and hit it towards the open side of the court. Same as always, just as much power into the ball as possible. This ought to do the trick. Keisuke doesn't seem at all fazed by it. Looks to me like his form has improved a lot. He's been keeping up practice this past month while the school courts were closed. But he said no one ever practices with him at his house, so it doesn't really matter. If I'm able to pick up his serve, it'll eventually become a battle of ground strokes. Keikun will try to make it hard for me to hit strong balls by confusing me with his myriad of different shots. Meanwhile, I'll try to keep him from using said shots by hammering with one strong ball after another. Our fundamental strategies haven't changed once. No reason to change now. We've just continued to pursue further refinement in our own particular styles. This time it's much harder to get through Keisuke's defense. Usually when I end up in a rally like this, I force the other player on the defensive and make them try their best to keep me from clinching the point then and there. But despite me doing my best on offense, Keikun himself isn't backing down from the attack either. He's always been a very aggressive player in his own way, but I'm stunned at how well he's managing to press the attack. If things keep going like this, I might be the one finding myself at a disadvantage. Which means I try hitting a drop shot. Skillful tennis isn't exactly my thing, but that doesn't mean I can't do it. Throwing an unexpected shot every now and again isn't exactly the hardest thing to do, and the resulting effect is that my opponent is thrown off their usual pace. Or at least that's how it should be. Keisuke doesn't hesitate for even a second. Oh, that menacing face. He immediately dashes for the ball as if he were waiting for it to go there the whole time. What? He hits a flat shot at such a ridiculously wide angle that I have no chance of ever reaching the ball. I don't even bother running after it because it's so impossible it borders on hilarious. How did 40 love? My whole body is dripping with ew. I didn't expect such a thing to happen, but Keisuke's pushing me farther than he ever did before. Even that one time we played at the rented court when Shuichi arbitrated the game for us, I had a hard time with that one, but that was because my head was out of the game. Here, though, I'm just getting pressured from how well he's doing. I've managed to defend my own serve quite well, but I haven't managed to break his either. I might be the one coming closest to breaking a serve, but at the end of the day, so long as he's managed to defend his own serve, we're still a stalemate. We even got ourselves into a tie break. I suppose if there is one positive, it's that he seems to be running much more ragged than I am. I guess this is when I thank my better athletic disposition, even though stamina isn't my forte. But after the finals of the prefectural tournament against that Akita guy, I've at least had the good sense to focus on improving myself in that area, so I suppose I am doing better than I was a month ago. Keisuke, on the other hand, I'm sure the difference in our physique is rearing its ugly head for him now. He might be in shape, but my body is just naturally built better than his. That's not a difference he can easily make up for. Because of that, he's panting quite obviously and struggling to even stand. Can't blame him. Every single one of his games went to a 40-all stalemate and had the two of us constantly trading advantage for over 10 minutes until he managed to keep the serve. This match has already gone for well over 2 hours by now. This is definitely an anomaly for a one-set match. His legs must be feeling it now more than anything. Kind of feel sorry for him. Hey, you gonna be okay? Maybe we should stop. Don't be ridiculous. This is my chance to finally take a serve from you. I'm afraid he's thinking with his pride instead of with his brain. That really bothers me. Okay. I need to end this soon, but Keisuke keeps stubbornly clinging to his service when it's his turn to serve. The tiebreak score is already at 14-14. Well, my turn to serve now. If I want to finish this as quickly as possible, then I should probably go for a flat. But I also know that that's what he would expect. During this whole match, it became painfully obvious he's gotten to a very good read of my style. His reactions kept getting faster and faster as he managed to anticipate what I would do. If that's the case, then I should do something I've never done before. And what better time when his legs are barely managing to keep him up? I toss the ball and get myself in position to serve. I have to make it look like it'll be a strong one. Then, when I normally would swing to hit the ball, I stand still. Keisuke seems to catch on a second too late as I lower my racket and hit the ball from below instead. An underarm serve. It's especially effective for a player like me who hammers a rocket after rocket until when he serves. This entire match I've mostly only hit strong shots at Keisuke, and even when I varied that from that pattern, even my most basic slice is still faster than many guys' serves. So he's come to expect my shots to both have a lot of punch and to hit close to the line. With him standing so far back to deal with my serve and being so prepared to run after a fastball, his body freezes at the sight of that pathetically slow ball barely flying over the net. The ball bounces and rolls away while the hair stands motionless on his corner. 15-14, match point. Since neither of us has yielded any points during our serve at the tie break, that means he's the next one to serve. But regardless, hopefully the psychological impact of that shot will give me even the slightest edge so I can close this out. While I don't particularly want to stop playing, having missed being on the court far too much this past month, I really don't want him to overexert himself. Dots. Seems to be mulling something over to himself as he gets in position to serve. At the very least, he doesn't seem as laser focused as he was before, which is good, because he can be pretty scary when he's focused. Keisuke serves. Nothing different from usual so far. I hope that he was rattled enough by the last point to make a mistake, getting slightly weaker now. I continue to press and attack, not wanting him to have even a little bit of breathing room. I must make things as difficult as possible for him. Eventually it starts to become obvious. Keisuke is having a hard time keeping up. Not because of any kind of mental imbalance or anything of the sorts, he's exhausted. I guess once I broke his concentration for even just a second, the exhaustion caught up to him full force. His shots are getting weaker by the second and he's running slower. Soon enough, I see an opportunity and the ball I've hit zooms past the net, bouncing on the court and going straight for the fence behind it. Keisuke couldn't reach it. Damn it. Oh shit! He promptly falls to the floor. But Keisuke! I ran over to him in an attempt to help him get up. However, he completely ignores my presence, lying on his back and panting heavily instead. Man, he's much more tired than I thought he'd be. It's a little scary even. Are you alright?
Yeah. The only thing hurt is my pride.
He makes no move to get up from the ground, and I eventually give up on waiting. Instead, I sit right next to him, hugging my knees and watching him closely.
You don't have to stay on the ground just because of me.
I know.
Thanks.
I watch Keisuke's chest moving up and down as he struggles for air. He gasps almost desperately for it, and it almost looks like he's suffocating at times. Little by little, his breathing stabilizes. For some reason, it's relaxing to just sit around like this. Besides, there's a nice breeze coming from the nearby woods, so it feels nice too.
Man, I was so close this time.
You really were. I was surprised to see it. Funny, I'm used to seeing him get really mad whenever he loses. In comparison, he just seems calm and relaxed now. Part of me can't help but find it weird.
Aren't you uncomfortable sitting around on the ground?
Aren't you uncomfortable lying on it?
Now that you mention it, yeah, I am. But I still prefer this over standing right now.
Are you that tired?
I think I'd look like a newborn fawn learning to stand, and I really prefer to save myself that embarrassment.
I suppose that makes sense. Did you at least enjoy the match?
Yes, it was very instructive. I feel like I've gotten one step closer to matching you. That's not what I meant. I was asking if you had fun, you weirdo. Pretty calm right now. I'm surprised. How so? Well, let's just say my run-ins with your post-match temper haven't always been the best. Oh, sorry about that. You can be pretty angry when it comes to tennis. Even made me question whether you truly enjoyed it sometimes. What's with that unenthusiastic I do enjoy tennis. It helps me relax. Relax? Most of the times when I've seen you angry where you're during or after playing tennis. Are you telling me that you were feeling relaxed? That was you feeling relaxed? Jesus, how high-strung are you? What about you, Benjamin? How come you enjoy tennis so much? Me? Why do you ask? You asked me a question first, only fair I get to ask one back. I'm not playing a question. Oh, never mind. I think I might have mentioned this before, or did I never say this in front of you? My dad taught me about tennis shortly before he died. Really? I don't think you ever told me that. Yeah. Turns out he played it competitively while he was still in high school, but stopped once he went to college. First time I've ever seen his eyes really glint were when he talked about it. He really loved tennis, and I enjoyed learning about it from him. I started playing because of him. It must have been nice. Yeah, in a sense, I'm really lucky. I got to find something I really loved from someone who was dear to me. Sometimes I wonder what he'd think of me if he knew I was about to go pro. That's hard to say. Really? How so? Well, parents aren't always the most logical. Even if they love that you have a passion for something, they might sometimes still oppose it because they think it'd be too risky or too hard. He might have pushed you to go to college instead of choosing tennis because there'd be less risk and a higher chance for a stable future. Yeah, I see your point. Unfortunately, I remember very little about him nowadays. I can't even really say what kind of personality he had, so it's hard to guess how he'd respond. I mean, regardless of his opinions on what you should do in your future, I'm sure he'd still have been proud of you. Yeah, I like to think so too. Keikun sits up from the ground, carefully dusting his back and pushing himself up. I stand alongside him, trying to offer him a helping hand, but he declines it with a gesture. I guess this sort of makes us birds of a feather, since my father is the reason I got into tennis too. Wait, really? I didn't know that. Oh, did I not tell you? My father forced me to learn tennis when I was a kid because he enjoyed it, and he thought it'd look good if his son became a well-known player. Made me practice until I nearly threw up. For hours and hours on end. And the worst part is he did all of this with an expectation that I'd quit once I reached college. Why can't I have a normal, healthy home life? Sorry. But yeah, one way or another, I guess we're both influenced into playing tennis because of our fathers. Although I suppose the difference is your dad wanted to actually share something he loved with you, while mine just wanted to be able to brag about me to his peers. Yeah. Either way, none of that really matters now. There are more important things to focus on. Yeah? Like what? To start off, a bath would be nice. I'm sticky and sweaty and gross, and I hate it. Thought you were going to say something actually sagely for once. Why are you looking down on me like that? Being clean is really important too. I'm not saying it isn't, but you should really work on your delivery. You sounded way too somber for someone who's about to ask for a shower.
Keikun and I sit on the porch of his house, absentmindedly gazing at the leaves and trees rustling in the distance. I'm surprised how much time passed by while we were spent the entire day idly chatting about nothing in particular. I'm also surprised because this episode is already an hour and a half long, or at least this recording is. I'm pretty sure I'm going to cut this shit up, but I don't know yet. It's weird. When I look back, I feel like we really didn't do anything at all, and yet we were capable of spending a full day feeling entertained. He showed me a little bit more of his guitar playing, played games, chatted, ate together. In fact, I'm shocked how well everything went. No awkward interruptions, no angry family members, none of the things I've come to expect the last few times I came to visit. Hey, Keisuke. Right. He's corrected me a few times on the way I call him. For some reason, he's oddly insistent that I don't call him K-Kun anymore. It's weird to break out of a habit I've kept up for so long. Anyway, what I was going to say was, what happened to your family? I'm surprised neither your grandmother or your father showed up at all today. Ah, that. They were out of town at the moment. Father's having a meeting with some board members in the company headquarters located in Tokyo. He should be back by Sunday. Grandmother is merely spending time with her equally old friends in another one of our estates near Osaka. Oh, that explains the calm. Indeed. At times when they're both traveling are somewhat rare, especially since grandmother spends most of her time at home nowadays. Regardless, they are my favorite times to spend at home. It must be nice not having to deal with drama. Make no mistake, the drama's never really gone. I still have to deal with the spying eyes of their servants. I just choose to ignore most of that. Oh, that's a little bit less nice. Don't worry, I get by. I guess that's not that bad. Jeez, every time I hear about Keisuke's family dynamics, I feel like they've had been lifted straight from a soap opera of some kind. Thank you for spending the day with me. It was nice to have a lazy day to just spend at home. I'm happy I was able to share it with you. Oh, my pleasure. I was just going to sit around in the house all day today, so it was nice to have a reason to get off the couch and do stuff. I guess this was mutually beneficial then. And looking up at the clouds in the sky. Keisuke follows my gaze, staring at them intently with a lot of curiosity. Can I ask you a question? Shoot. Why do you stare at the sky so much? I notice that you tend to completely zone out and look at the sky fairly often. Almost at the end of every day, it seems. It's relaxing. I see. He giggles to himself, as if my answer amused him greatly. Why do you ask? I thought you also liked looking at the sky. I do. I think I even ranted to you about how you can't really see the stars from here anymore at some point. I think I remember that. But if you ask 1,000 people their reasons for doing something, you get 1,000 different responses. Sure. Many of them might be similar, but everyone has slightly different thoughts and motivations relating to certain things. Two people might say watching the sky relaxes them, but maybe it's because one likes to see the clouds, and the other, the stars. Or maybe they just have completely different reasons to be relaxed. In summary, people are unique. It's good to get perspective on why they do the things they do, even if you yourself also share that activity. That's surprisingly thoughtful. Is that why you asked me earlier why I got into tennis? Keisuke nods, smiling. I feel something soft and warm brushing against the back of my hand. One quick glance down and I see that Keisuke has placed his hand on top of mine, squeezing me softly. A red smile? A red smile? Is he bleeding? On his face. Seeing this, I can't help but blush a little, smiling myself. I don't bother to move my hand away, instead just deciding to enjoy the feeling. I want to understand you more, you know. What do you mean? Exactly what I said. I want to understand the way you think.
I want to get to know more about you. I want to feel closer to you. I think it's pretty natural, given you're the one I've fallen for and all. Oh man, that's kind of an embarrassing thing to hear, but also makes me happy. If all goes well, we'll have plenty of time to get to know each other more. Yes, I certainly hope so. Keisuke squeezes my hand a little tighter, and in that moment, I truly feel at peace and content. I feel warmth. Hey, June the 3. June 3, the 3-quill. Well, I'm done for the day. I have recorded way too much today already, and I can't record all the time, otherwise I'll never edit. So that'll do it for now. On the next episode of Keisuke's Route and Tennis Ace, we'll see what day 22 has to offer. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the trained unprofessional Tiger Link. You are not.